Yeah, so we know where we was at because apparently that's a problem. So that's why you gotta have this tape recorder. That's why you gotta have a little voice memo. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Recorder right next to you to capture your melodies, man. I just had a melody. I know I forgot it, but I can't say that out loud or even say that to myself because it's gonna make me. You know what I mean? Because your brain got ears. You feel me? Your brain got ears. You got ears, and then you listen to what you're hearing, but then also your thoughts. Your thoughts. You know what I mean? Even your subconscious thoughts. Your brain believes or follows its directions. You know what I mean? It's systemizing, it's programming. It follows even what you don't realize you're thinking about. But you can influence what it is that you are subconsciously. I.e., or quote unquote, unconsciously thinking about. Your immediate conscience, or the front of your mind is in the back of your mind. You could even say the bottom of your mind or the bottom of your spine. And that's what I mean when I say you can influence your subconscious thinking. It's through your body. For starters, at the root of your spine, literally, by centering yourself. Your needs, man. Your needs. When your regular needs are met, then you can move into optimum performance, optimum existence. However, no human is even at base level right now, yo. Right? Because there's threat of war. There's, you know what I mean? We're not even, you know what I mean? It's like there's still threat of war. So that's an issue, right? What else do you need? You need peace of mind to begin. Like, that's not a want. Even though it is a want also, but it's necessary for you to be able to center yourself. Have a balanced mentality, right? And as far as like having peace of mind, you got to go with what you can go with. And even the sense of balance in itself is evident, or is reassuring that it doesn't have to be completely whole in order to work with it. However, that's just like half of half, because it's like that's just the bottom, right? To get to the middle part, which would be past your wants into your desires, to your intentions, right? Because you got your desires, then that moves into your action from that, It starts with what you see as possible or what you want, but it's not only one thing that you want, There's an overall want, an overall goal, and then there's these different supplementary, complementary sort of, structured sort of additionally related goals to the overall, because of course overall is universally including whatever else you would want, I would suppose, because of course whatever is possible is included in whatever is able to exist. Yes, so it's like, for example, your overall goal is success, yes, but another goal could be something not so vast or broad. I would say happiness, but that's really probably on the same line of success, if it's not even the same thing, right? So overall goal is success, right? But that's very general. So it's like specifying it, breaking it down, defining it. You can then, sort of apply it to different areas of what that means. But also, there's these other goals that you have that are not even necessarily so related, but it's not necessarily unrelated to success, right? Like you got your main goal. If anything, if I had to pick one out of all the ones that I would be able to achieve, could be likened to your main goal or your overall goal. What you would be the most satisfied, not realizing, basically. Over whatever else you could think of that you would want also, that you do desire within yourself, that you can't deny that you desire until that changes for whatever reason, right? Because sometimes We want things, but we don't even want to want what we want. You feel me? Like we be having it. It's like those be the ones. Those be usually the ones that become the needs. Because we can't help but want it, even if we wanted to want it or not. You know, we just do. We can't help it. And those be a lot of times twisted, right? Twisted in that they become needs from wants, as opposed to would be the better sequence or the more organic order for of course, the needs, these essential necessities, these healthy priorities, or rather necessary aspects and elements to become the wants into the intentions, right? Because you can't change we can't change what we need, but what we need is healthy for us, is what we need, right? As opposed to something we want now becoming so overbearingly extreme that we'll even forfeit or sacrifice what we need for what we want. Shit, I mean, you gotta see through it. You gotta see that through in order to figure out what it is and make you not want something that you do that you can't help but want. You know? But that's a whole nother story as far as your major want and your main overall goals, or, you know, pursuits, interests. That could be a subsidiary goal. You could be, you know what I mean? You could be modest enough. You could be desperate enough, basically, to say, you know what? I'll be fine, man. Nigga, if don't nothing else happen in my life, nigga, if I could get $20 today, I'll be good, you know? But then it's like, you probably don't mean that, because of course you probably gonna reach $20 before anything else would not happen. That's outside of that $20, that would be a little bit more universally broad than just something so immediate. You hear me? But you never know, man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? A lot of times we be having short sight, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying, you know? It's like, what is your overall goal? You know? Is it based on if you can make it to a immediate goal first? Because like I said, it's all related anyway. It's connected to each other. So when it comes to, you know, as far as your desires, and that being connected to your core strength and survival, just before you get to your, you know, clairvoyance and intuition and manifestation area, right? Because that's what we're talking about, manifestation. Manifesting your desires into reality, you know, and materializing them. Right? Now, that involves what you see as possible, what you believe to be appropriate, available, and what you will be satisfied with, basically, too. You know what I mean? Like you could tell yourself you want this, but if you'll take something less than that, then it's going to be just that much more out of your reach. You know? Yeah, that's usually the case. Not always, though. But for an example, say you want success, yes, but you also want, or not necessarily that you would take over success or instead of success, but you also know that it's a preference of yours to travel. Right now, traveling is not contingent upon success. Being successful can bring traveling more into range for you, right? So that's just an example of what I mean. But say, for instance, to travel matters more to you than success does, then you may very well reach traveling without the success. You know, it's just all in how you approach it and how you see it, you know, and all that, and that centering that you do. response, Q&A, question and answer, new dimension, essential aspects of life, health, action, art, family, culture, heritage, breathing, diet, exercise, rhythm, motion. This is what scientists will consider a paradigm shift, the tipping point. We are on a sojourn, at the onset, the plummet, the zenith, horizon, meridian, on the outskirts of the very ridge, of the ledge, of the edge, faced with the arrival of evolution, forced and faced in human consciousness, with an arrival of evolution, human consciousness, a reconstruction of awareness, the divine designation of this new dimension, a next dimension, another level of seeing, another level of being, thinking, living, the enhancing advancement of reality. Most probably believe in the possibility of many realities, several conclusions. The applicability of the general individual may argue that reality is relative, that there very well exists everyone with their own truths. Zen enthusiasts might insist in the principle of a one universally natural and inclusively, exclusively supreme and supremely absolute and absolutely true. But are the others saying that another ain't? How do these two relate? And where originates the dichotomy, bridging the debate. Today we explore. Life we explore. Evaluate. Examine. Investigate life as we know it. Life as a whole. Life as a whole. This is the thing. This is the topic. This is the topic on the table. Here is something to ask yourself. Something we find. Here is something to ask ourselves. This is what I want you to answer. Call and response, question and answer. This is to consider what I want you to answer. This is what I want you to answer. To consider. To define. What is power? What is power? What is freedom? What is freedom? The two could go together. Maybe. They are maybe one and the same. Or one and the same in ways.